Okay, we're good. Fire away.
Let's start with last week first. I'm not giving
Sorry.
you the phone. Just how did the defense feel about its performance at Texas Tech overall? How did you guys feel like you kind of played?
I feel like we had a good game, but we could have played a lot better. A big thing Coach Hill says is, we can win the game on our own. Like if they score 0 points, then we should win every game, obviously. So I think obviously there's a couple of short fields we were put in, but we can't make excuses and not get out of them. I don't know. I think that we just got to play as a team and trust our offense and then trust ourselves that we'll get out of those. And so letting up 29 points, obviously not great. Definitely could have played better.
Kind of an unfamiliar situation coming off a loss. What's the vibe been in the practices you've had?
I feel like this week's actually been really good. Everyone's playing with a lot of energy. Kind of feel like, not that we have something to prove, but there's just so much more that we can play with, and we're just loving practice and making sure that we're respecting the game and playing it the right way. So I think this week's been really good.
As you look towards this week, probably watch some of the TCU, but obviously they throw it a lot. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, their quarterback he's a great ball player. I think we'll expect them to come out and throw the ball a lot, but Coach Hill's really put up some good schemes for this week, and I think that we'll play them really well. They got some good receivers, simple run game, but we got to stop the run game. Obviously, that's the first thing in every game. So, yeah.
Do you feel fully settled now at strong safety?
Yeah. I understand the whole defense, and I love playing strong safety. And then every once in a while with Raider in there, we'll kind of play sides, and I'll be playing a little bit of free safety too. So, yeah, I'm liking it.
Have coaches talked to you about BYU's history with TCU back in the day and how they used to be rivals and all that?
I haven't heard anything about too far back. The only thing I've heard a lot about is 2 years ago. They got him pretty good, and Coach Hill said that was probably one of the worst games he's been in with being here at BYU. But I think everyone has something to prove then, especially the people who were here 2 years ago playing against them. So I think our defense will have a big game in this game.
This team is in a very similar situation this year as you guys were last year. You went out, you go to the Big 12 championship game. What lessons can you take from last year that might help you navigate the end of the season?
Yeah, I think last year we kind of just got a little complacent, obviously, which led to our losses. And then once we did lose, I think we almost gave it up a little bit last year. But I feel like this year we understand and we've been through it and some of those learning moments. So this year we're able to go all the way and win out this year.
How closely do you and the team pay attention to the CFP rankings that come out each week?
Not too much. I think Coach Hill always tells us just block out the outside noise. Actually, Coach Pop walking in the locker room the other day, it was playing on our TV. And he said it doesn't matter till the end of the month. Whoever comes out on top at the end of the month is what it's going to be. So right now it really has no effect on us.
Anything else?
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Volato.
Hey, how are you guys? Good. Sorry, I'm getting rid of my whistle.
It's been a few days since the Texas Tech game. Was there anything that a further film review showed that maybe you didn't know right as the game ended?
No, not really. We got to play better. We got to, there were a couple opportunities to make interceptions that we didn't do. There were a couple opportunities to get out of some third downs where we just weren't quite clean enough. Bottom line, give Texas Tech tons of credit. I thought they played very well. We needed to step up to the occasion a little better.
What's the outlook for Justin Kirkland? We saw he got removed from the depth chart. What's the outlook for him?
Well, where he had played his 4 games, we just felt like with 3 left, it probably makes sense to keep his year, and he still has a red shirt, and we can bring him back for next year.
Just to follow up on that, can players this year, again, play in the championships or playoffs and still maintain that red shirt?
Yes, the way I have it understood, yes. Yeah.
So how much of a conversation was there with other players beyond Kirkland on saying, do we redshirt them or do we not?
A lot. With those guys who played in that 2, 3, 4 games, Yeah, there's a lot of consideration that goes into, is it worth burning your red shirt with 3 games left? You have to take that into consideration with some of these guys. Some guys are going to go, and some guys are going to redshirt still.
Are there any players that haven't played yet that you will want to use here in the last 3 games?
That haven't played yet? Good question. Probably not that haven't played yet, but there's some that haven't played much that are starting to go way more, like Jonathan Cabella. Some of those guys are playing more and more. Nusi, Tamoipeau is playing more, so yeah, those guys.
In Nusi, we saw him at Sam listen depth chart this week. What's the latest on Ephraim? He got
He's with his hand injury. He's probably one of those guys that we can push towards that red shirt deal.
See this you scout on TCU's offense.
Very talented. The quarterback's one of the best we've played in the last 3 years. He throws it well. He ripped us 2 years ago down there and played one of his best games of his career. It's a typical TCU offense. I mean, they have speed, they have talent on the outside. The running backs have been productive, so a lot of good, a lot of things that we're going to have to gear up for to stop, obviously.
How would you describe maybe just kind of the intensity of practice this week coming back from some adversity after a loss?
Well, yesterday I think that they came out, I don't want to say feeling their way through on defense, but just a little hurt from the game, I think is the best way to describe it. And then today I thought they were on fire. That was the best Wednesday practice we've had maybe since I've been here. So I think they'll respond well.
Looking at TCU's quarterback, who has made a lot of turnover-worthy plays so far this season, how do you want to see your defense capitalize on that?
Oh, just that. I think we got to play really precise in our coverage. We got to get some pressure in his face. Hopefully do some things to disguise our coverages to where he's not just standing back in the pocket knowing exactly what we're doing. We need to try to confuse him as much as possible.
You guys are in the same position this year as you were last year, controlling your destiny. Is there any lessons from last season that you can touch on or take upon down the stretch here for this season?
Well, I sure hope so. You know, we got to come out, and last year we let Kansas beat us twice, and we responded slowly to Arizona State. This year, obviously, we can't let Texas Tech beat us twice, and we got to come, play precise. This isn't going to require a perfect game, but we got to come out and play well. We got to play together. We're going to have to play hard and do what we need to do to just make plays, be prepared, all those things. And again, I sense that our guys will be ready to go this week. Thank you, guys.